Do. Hello? Hello? Is it just me in here? Probably. I think these videos typically start with me talking to myself. It's usually just me rambling to my pens and inks and paper and making a mess. Hello! Oh, yay! You guys are joining. This is very exciting. It's a pretty gloomy day. It's kind of cold. So we need happy things to look at. Hello! Actually, this morning while I was having breakfast, I was reading a comic book, and in the comic book, the dog dies after saving his little human from a river, and I was sitting there eating my Cheerios and like crying while reading this book, so it's very appropriate that today I am playing with Bungubox Clown Teardrop because, yeah, just the crying. I know, it's so sad. It was so sad. Oh man, that was a terribly depressing entrance to this. Hello everyone who has joined. Thank you for joining. If you missed my sad story, let's not go over it again. It was fictional, but still sad. Anyway, today we have a different pen. Ooh, this is the Lamy LX. This is the pink gold, rose gold. It's pink. It's a nice pink. It kind of looks gold in this light, so I don't know how to like pink it up, but it's pink. There is also a gold, which is far more gold, like a yellow gold. There's a palladium, and there's a ruthenium. It is shiny, and it has this like the shiny gem. I'm a sucker. So just because they changed the color and added a shiny clip and put a gem on it, and I don't have the case here to show you, but it's a matching aluminum case. Just because they've done this, I was obsessed with the pen. Also, it's pink. I am one of those people. Where did I get this pen? Well, it's a very special pen because it was a birthday gift last year from a very special person, so it will always remain in my home or my pen case. It is not heavy. It's actually quite light. It's based on the All-Star, so it's just light aluminum. Really nice, not slippery, so I like it a lot. Still has the clear section that the All-Star has, and it does come with a black nib, but for inky purposes, I am using the 1.9 millimeter, like the stub calligraphy nib. And the other part, yes, the Midori MD notebook. You're probably thinking like, oh my God, Aziz, I use this notebook all the time. Yes, I do, because it's fabulous. Also, it's a nice size to fit onto the camera here. So now that I have rambled forever about this pen, let us get going. Okay, so this is like previous Inkspiration messes, which is a lot of fun. It is amazing, and I really, really like these notebooks. They also, let me just show you. They lie flat, so that's pretty great. I don't like notebooks that don't want to lie flat and you have to like fight with them to keep them open to write on is really annoying. So that is not the case here. It's nice and easy to work with. Okay, hello everyone. Thank you all for joining, all you newcomers. It is Tuesday here. I guess it's Tuesday in most places. And we're going to do some inking. Oh, it's running away. If you haven't seen our hot stuff on the blog this week, you should check it out because Kim... What pen? This is... Here, I'll write it down for you. This is the... Oh, okay. Well, I was going to write Lamy in some sort of style, but I have no idea what I'm doing now. So I'm just going to carry on making it up. This is the Lamy LX. This is the rose gold version. They also have 3 other colors. I like the rose gold because I like pink colors. Okay. The ink is, I'll write this a bit smaller because it won't all fit on the on this single line. Bungubox. Let me make sure I spell this right. It's not all going to fit, so I'm going to do this like fancy pen work here. Clown. Well, it's still not going to fit. Oh, well. Clown, teardrop, ruby. Give it a nice little heart. Okay, let me just see what I am missing here. Okay, yeah, so that's the ink. And I just wrote it down just so you can see it. And for the paper, we have, for those of you who have been here before, you have seen this notebook before, the Midori. This is the MD notebook and the B6 slim size. They have other sizes. They also have other rulings. So yes, it is a very interesting name. And of course I only have a sample, but on the bottle, the label has like a drawing of a clown, like an eyeball that clearly has clown makeup on. I'm going to try it. You know, I have to show off the ink anyway, so I'm just going to try to draw it. So it looks something like, okay, so you have your eyeball. Just for the record, I cannot draw at all. I'm a terrible, terrible drawing person. There's a pupil. There's also like stuff happening around the eye. I guess that's like, you know, the coloring bits. And then there's like a whole thing of like makeup up here. Oh my goodness. Is this even recognizable like as an eyeball? Well, the thing is, I'm really not into clowns. And I know a lot of people aren't into clowns. And I am just one of those people. I don't like clowns. And I find it absolutely fascinating that clowns are used for like children's parties and stuff, because like, how is that not terrifying? Okay, so that was how the clown did its eyeshadow. And below it, there's a teardrop. So that's what's on the label. And this is an absolutely terrifying drawing, isn't it? Okay, that's cool. Anyway, you get the idea. Who is into clowns? Yeah, I really don't know. Like, who genuinely likes clowns and wants a clown to be around them? I'm not sure. However, I will say this. The ink is a very beautiful color. Okay. So it's classified as a ruby. I mean, it calls itself a ruby red. And I think it's actually really nice in terms of the rubiness. Clowns are scary. Yes, thank you. It's not just me. If you don't know, the Bungubox inks are made by Sailor for the Bungubox store in Japan. So we now have a whole bunch of colors that you can check out. If you are also familiar with Sailor inks, it has like that Sailor ink smell, which is it's not scented. I actually really like the smell. And quite often, if I can't remember what's in my pen, I'll smell the feed because you can smell the Sailor ink smell. So these have the same smell. They're saturated. They're well behaved. In many cases, if not all cases, they have a sheen. Sheen shows up better on some papers versus other papers, and with some nibs more so than other nibs. So if you can't find your sheen, keep experimenting with your paper and nibbage. I don't know why I'm writing Saturday because it's Tuesday. It smells like paint. It's not a gross, pungent smell. And the smell, if you have a really sensitive nose, it still lingers a little on the page. And, but it's really, I really like it. I'm kind of weird. So I'm going to, I was going to like do this and let you smell it, but clearly that won't work. Okay, so let's see if I can. It reminds me a lot of the Sailor Okuyama and the Grenade Red. Grenade Red? I can't remember if there's an accent on it. You want to smell it? Yeah, here you go. There we go. So it has a bit of sheen like right here. I'm just trying to like see if I can tilt the page at the right angle, you know? So you'll just have to fantasize about the smell of this ink. I don't think most people do that except for me. I saw a question about the nib. This nib is a 1.9 millimeter stub nib. It's just the Lamy nib. You can buy them separately. And it's a really nice stub because it's not crisp on the edges, but it gives really nice line variation. With the 1.9 millimeter, I take my time writing with it because if you write really quickly, it's hard to keep aligned with the page. This is just trying to. Ink flow keeps up pretty well, but it's hard to keep the edges aligned. I have not tasted it yet. There will be no tasting because you guys can't see me, thank goodness. But we can do some sniffing. So this is my front page. I'll just wait for it to dry for a second. So it shows some really nice shading. There we go here, especially with this kind of nib. You get a nice minimal line and then a bit of saturation and pooling down at the edges of the letters or, you know, whatever you're doing, whatever you're drawing. Really nice. I think this is work safe. It's not like a really bright red that it'll look like a correction type of ink or something like that. I know some people's workplaces are a little more particular about what kind of color they use, what colors they use, or their workers use. So I think this one is okay. I'm doing just a bit of reverse writing to show here. Maybe I'll turn the page just to show you that even with a drier application, it's still legible. No, I don't taste anymore because I don't want to encourage other people to do the same. So it's very tragic. I don't really miss it. Because when you do, you know, like 5 ink reviews in a row, after a while, you're not only use your mouth all sorts of colors, it tastes a bit funny. So this is the Lamy LX. This is not really meant to be a reverse writing nib, so it's a bit skippy and dry, but you can see that even with the drier writing, it's still legible. Not as lush as the other side, of course, which gives a lot more shading, some more saturation. Very nice. So yeah, do any of you like clowns, or are clowns like one of those things that nobody wants, but we're all forced to coexist with them anyway? It is definitely nice for writing I love you. It's a really nice, like it is a red, but like I said, not like a super bright red. Even potentially for Christmas colors, because it's like bordering onto the like reddish ruby pomegranate look. Okay, yes, exactly. No one likes clowns. Yes, the Rohrenklinger Helianthus is visible. I do like that one. But it doesn't, my absolute favorite yellow is the Ackerman, the Gele Oker van France, which incidentally I have in here, and we talked about it last week briefly. It's this one. It's just, oh my goodness, it's killer. Anyway, so today is Tuesday. We are playing with ink over here. I have already made a significant mess. How different are they? I find the shading with the Ackerman a little bit better. So, I mean, of course, that depends on what nib you're using, what paper you're using. But for me, I like the shading on the Ackerman. I also like the bottle. Like, it's just so wild. The bottle, if you don't know, on the Ackerman inks, it has a little black cap, then it has this little neck, and then it goes like this. It's like an Erlenmeyer flask. Oh my goodness, that's a horrible drawing. Okay, well, this is supposed to be symmetrical. Now it just looks like a melting blob. There's a little marble here. You got your ink, and you tilt your bottle so ink gets caught on top of the marble. You could re-ink your pen and then tilt your bottle to get rid of it. Okay, so clowns. What a pleasant discussion, isn't it? Talking about clowns, and if you guys caught the beginning, I explained why I was reading a comic book and the dog died and I was crying, and it's, yes, crying into my Cheerios. My life is tragic and yet so hilarious. Anyway, I have probably rambled sufficiently, but I'm just going to do one more quick thing with the ink here. Just going to put a blob on the page. Why? Why not? No, but really why? Just so I can spread it around a little. It's beautiful. And where it's saturated, that's where you're going to see the sheen. And that's where you're going to see like the richest part of the color. It's really interesting. It shows a bit of like a purple tint. Really nice. Really nice ink. Not the most inexpensive ink there is, but it's definitely unique. And if you're looking for a gift for yourself, treat yourself a bit, This is really nice. You can also put it on your Santa wish list, your AP Santa wish list. You never know. Really nice. Can we see the sheen? Let me see if we can. That's not dry. Yeah, there's definitely sheen. I can see it here, but it's kind of hard to show you. There's a little bit right there. Maybe if this dries in time, we'll be able to see it on here. Let me check the other side. I just need the right angle to show you. You can already see it starting to form at the edges where it's drying, where it's saturated there. It's green actually, so it's really fun. I love when inks have a different color sheen to the base color of the ink. It is very much like Okuyama. Yeah, yeah. A little more purple, I think. But, you know, we always say, oh, I already have a purple. Do I really need another? Well, probably not, but you should. Because I think I have like 30 blue inks, and I'm always like, oh, I don't need another blue. But I always discover something I like about another blue. So there we go. That is pretty much my Inkspiration for today. These are available in samples, or you can pick up a whole bottle. It's 50 mils. Oh, sorry, you can't see. It's 50 mils, so it will last you a long time. I know we often worry about the price of ink, but realistically, how many bottles of ink do you go through, right? Especially the more you have, the longer they last because it gets spread out more. The sheen is still greening up here. Greening sheen. But really cool. Really very pretty ink. Probably not an ink I would have ever have considered until we started looking at it for hot stuff, because honestly, Clown Teardrop just sounds so terrifying. It makes sense. Like the makeup from the clown, like running and, giving this weird, beautiful color, but you don't want to think about the origins. So let's not think about clowns crying, because that's even scarier than clowns laughing. That's it. I'm going to wrap it up. I hope you guys enjoyed, and see you next time. Have a great day. Bye-bye.